Yeah, I have a relationship with Honda that goes back to 2003. I've had so many moments through my career that have been important to me, but also big moments for Honda. So we've shared in the emotion of those special times. It's not just the wins and the podiums that we've had, it was the moments in time. I remember going to R&D, the R&D center, and walking down the long corridor. It just feels like it goes on forever. And I think it's like 500 meters. And every single person that's working in that open office would walk to the edge of that corridor and cheer you in, and you'd be giving gifts. And it was just an unbelievable experience that you couldn't find anywhere else. Walking around here, seeing the history of Honda, and this is a tiny snippet of what they've achieved in motorsport, but it's lovely to see a few of these cars on display that I've been involved with and had the connection with, but also the other great cars, you know, the first ever F1 car and Ayrton Senna's car behind. There's so much history here, and these are the actual cars as well. They're not show cars, they're actually the real deal. Suzuka is the one, you know, that's the one that holds the most memories. The fast-flowing nature of it, the unforgivingness of it. The memories of watching Ayrton and Alain race here, Damon Hill clinching the championship here, Al Nige. You know, it really is a special place. Image, I've got my hands in the air. I'm guessing that I've done okay. I think this is the first podium with this car. In 2004, it was the first podium for the team for many years, but also my first ever podium. So a very special moment, and you know, one that I'll definitely never forget. 04 season was for all of us, you know, for the whole team, it was a massively changing season. We went from fighting for just about points in 03 to getting, well, I got 10 podiums. Finishing second in the constructors was massive for any team, just behind Ferrari, beating McLaren. You know, that was nuts for us at that moment in time. So it was a big year, which also adds a lot of pressure to the team, you know, in that scenario. You know, there's only one better than being P2, it's P1, and then you've got to take the fight to Ferrari. So there's the podium photo. Hungaroring. Always loved that track. It was tight, it was twisty, it was like Monaco without walls. We had a good car that weekend, but we had an issue on Friday. So I had a 10-place grid penalty, started 14th because of that. And then was able to fight my way through in wet, drying conditions, and had a good scrap with Michael as well, which was pretty cool. And I remember crossing the finish line, and you know, people say, oh, when you're leading your first race, it feels like forever. You hear every issue. For me, it was awesome. I just wanted it to last forever. That moment, knowing you're leading, you're going to win your first race. It's never going to happen again. So it was very special, and there was so much emotion from everyone. I got to choose Hungaroring, which is obviously a special place. It was where I won my first race with Honda. It's also the place I won my 200th race in 2011. Many special memories, so to be able to go there and try and break another record, which we did. Probably awesome, but not quite as awesome as the other one, which was Mount Panorama. First of all, just driving around Mount Panorama in anything was nuts. I've won here 3 times in F1 in Melbourne. Broke the lap record here in Bathurst.
And it's the first time that the Type R Challenge has been outside of Europe.
I actually got to drive an F1 car, I got to drive a V8 supercar, and then we broke the lap record in the Civic Type R.
2:35.2, fastest lap. Well done. Good to hear, good to hear.
It was a really, really special time. We won in Sugo, which was pretty awesome. That's that picture I'm looking at right now. Both of us stood up on the car. So it was the first time I really shared a car with someone. You know, your teammates, you're working together, not against your teammate. And that year for Kuni-san as well, the team owner. Team Kunimitsu is extra special because obviously Kuni-san was a big part of Honda's history on 2 wheels and on 4 wheels. And obviously he's sadly not with us anymore, but we were able to share those very special moments together with him, which meant a lot.
We are Super GT champions. What an amazing year.
So no, the Rocket name was a big deal to me growing up, and I worked on those engines as well for my dad. So to bring back the name Team Rocket was perfect. We raced the Honda NSX, such a cool looking car. The livery, I actually had to ask Ross Brawn. I felt it was right. I said, Ross, are you okay if we use this livery? Because obviously it's from my championship winning year. He's like, of course you can. So I ended up putting it on this. It looked really cool. And we had a really good year, actually. It was nice to be a team owner for a moment. It was a fun experience. You know, I wouldn't put the podium down to myself because I wasn't in the car for that long, but I enjoyed the experience, and it was lovely working with the Honda brand again. And getting a podium was pretty cool, and one of the biggest races in the world. Our driver manual was sort of 80 pages long, which is just the steering wheel. Understanding the steering wheel, understanding the tools you had at your disposal. If you understood that, you had a massive advantage on your competitors, because we could adjust the car entry, mid, exit on many different things, whether it was differential, traction control. You could program it as well while you were, you know, live. When you're out on track, you could program it so it would stay there for the next lap. You could easily get it wrong, and things would work against other things in the car, and it made it very tricky. So it was a real thinking driver's category. And for me, I jumped in that to have fun and go racing. And when I'm in my 40s, it's not as easy to learn things. And I don't have the time either, so I'm like, 20-year-olds, it's so much easier for them to learn. And this is their life, you know. For me, it was just going to have a bit of fun. So that's why I ended up deciding to retire from World Endurance Championship. It's like, you know what? You can't compete. You can't compete with that unless you're giving 100%. And I didn't have that time to give it so many other fun things to do in life.